Behind me is a teddy bear cholla. That is what's called a jumping cholla. See all those nice pods on the ground? Now the teddy bear cholla is definitely misnamed. It's not cuddly like a teddy bear. But the jumping cholla is the teddy bear's evil twin cousin. Every single one of those little spines is barbed. So are those. To get hurt by the teddy bear cholla, you'd pretty much have to bump into it. The jumping cholla, no, it does not actually jump, but what it does is it kind of throws its pods at you. A good little breeze, kind of like what's going on right now. And those pods will detach. And they will end up in you. I've actually had one in my hand. And I'm here to tell you, they hurt more coming out than they do going in. That's why all of those were on the ground behind me. Because a stiff breeze, a sneeze as you go past it, and those pods detach. You can see them on the ground right in front of me. And not only will they stick in your skin, they'll stick in your shoe. Cindy and I actually went out for a walk in the desert a while ago, and she got one stuck in her sneaker. It actually went through and was stuck in her foot. So yeah, it hurt coming out.
Come a little closer, I wanna dance with you. Everything's moving slower, I don't know what it is you do. I've been looking at you all night, trying to figure you out. I just wanna make you smile. Hold your hand in my hand, looking at the sunset. Man, you're looking good tonight. I wanna kiss you before the sun goes down. It's what you're doing, making me feel like I'm falling. And when you're moving, I can hear my calling. There's no one else here that I see but you. It's what you do. Falling in love. You set my wheels in motion. I'm going crazy for you. Eyes blue like the ocean. I can see you want this too. Cause you've been looking at me all night, trying to figure me out. I just wanna let you know. And I ain't playing no games, baby, you won't change. I only want you. I wanna kiss you before the sun goes down. It's what you're doing, making me feel like I'm falling. And when you're moving,
Between Arizona, New Mexico, our trip to Nevada, Cindy and I have spent a considerable amount of time in the desert. The diversity of both plant and wildlife here is incredible. Along with the natural beauty, the mountains, the clean desert air, we have absolutely fallen in love with it. But there's things that you need to know in order to be able to come to the desert and feel comfortable. Yes, there are a lot of things in the desert that can hurt you. Those CHOLLA that I spoke about in the beginning. Any of the other cactus. And a good portion of the wildlife. The Sonoran Desert here in Arizona is home to 13 of the 36 rattlesnake species in the world. But rattlesnakes are not offensive attackers. And they're not out there looking for you. They're out here looking for pack rats, ground squirrels, other small game. 9 times out of 10, unless you actually step on a rattlesnake, it's not going to even look, mind you. And very simply, if you see a rattlesnake, avoid it. And that's the thing about living in the desert. You need to have good spatial awareness. You need to be keeping an eye out. It's kind of hard to miss a rattlesnake when it's out in the open. They're pretty sizable. And if you happen to hear a rattlesnake rattle, step away. And he's not going to bother you. There are bobcats here. There are mountain lions in these deserts. Javelina live here, which are simply small wild boar, for lack of a better phrase. They're a bear in the high desert. And yes, there are tarantulas, there are scorpions, black widow spiders. All of these things live in the desert. And every single one of them are easy to avoid and easy to enjoy when you see them, if you practice spatial awareness. Now, I told you how I got a CHOLLA pod in my hand. That wasn't because the CHOLLA decided to throw its pod at me. Oh no. That was because I was not practicing good spatial awareness. I was walking down the trail. There was a CHOLLA on each side of the trail, directly across from each other. I wasn't paying attention. And I brushed against one of the CHOLLA. It released its pod right into my hand. That, my friends, was painful. But it was my own fault. Sonoran Desert is also home to the only venomous reptile. The Gila monster. It's huge, but it's slow moving and is not looking for you. Tarantulas that I mentioned earlier, unless you touch a tarantula or manhandle it, it's not going to bite you. The same pretty much holds true for scorpions. Now, a scorpion is, or can be, kind of hard to avoid. However, if you're out at night, which is when scorpions are going to be active, get yourself one of these. It's a black light. Scorpions glow under a black light, so you'll be able to see them. Overall, the desert is a beautiful place. And if you show it the respect it deserves, then you will be able to enjoy it, like our catchphrase, with less worry and more wonder. In response to a rise in mobs in opposition to King George I, the British in 1715 passed something called the Riot Act. Whenever a mob would assemble and appear to start getting rowdy, someone would be sent to stand before them and read them the Riot Act.
Hear ye, hear ye.
If they did not respond properly by disbanding and going home, well, then the police of the time, or the King's Guard, were then authorized to disband them by any means necessary. And that is how the phrase, "Read 'em the Riot Act," came to be. I'm Felix. See you next week, and I hope we can help to bring you less worry and more wonder.